Hello class, and welcome to my PowerPoint presentation, which summarizes our written assignments for career and professional development by mkeefer. First, we'll talk about my accomplishment profile. Our text outlines 5 P's in profiling your accomplishments: pride, passion, purpose, performance, and poise. Some proud moments I have would be in learning new skills throughout my career, hard work, studying and mastering any skill that I can, and especially being helpful in a group of people that I look up to. I'm also proud of learning so many different crafts, from carpentry to being a pilot. Helping on a building committee through my church has given me a sense of pride as we work through all the building details before construction can even begin. These proud moments are also directly involved with my passions. Next, my passions lead me to acknowledge my purpose or career goals that deal with being involved with helping others and also being in some area of construction. Lastly, performance and poise can be accomplished through what I believe my calling is, which is to help others in times of need and possibly during times of disaster. One accomplishment that I'm particularly proud of is an outreach ministry that I'm working on to grow at my church. Basically, I'm putting together a team and plans to grow our local outreach to help the less fortunate, the elderly, and handicapped with unsafe living conditions. I set out to accomplish this ministry seeing a need within our local community. The church was helping and doing some, but I felt that we really could grow in this particular area. The actions I took included coordinating with one of our pastors and also with a group of men within the church that would be interested in helping in this area. We're forming a team of leaders and also taking it public to our congregation to look for people who need our help. The attitudes from everyone that I've talked to exhibited are the willingness to help and also to show the love of Christ through what we do. The results through this group are focused on creating relationships, empowering volunteers and leaders, and bringing people into a relationship with Jesus. Additionally, providing a service to those less fortunate is an immediate result that we can see with each and every job. Next, my transferable skills would be that I learn quickly, I am organized, I work well in groups and alone, and that I have growing leadership skills. These skills can be seen through my many years of self-employment, which has led me to being able to work with no supervision. Also, I have responsibility and can manage many tasks at once because I am well organized. I have also had the opportunity to work closely with others to develop my skills interacting on a team for larger projects. Finally, my learning and studying through Geneva and working on a large-scale church planning committee has helped me to grow in my leadership skills over the past few years. Next is skill development. The areas where I lack the most would be in leadership, public speaking, and grammar. As far as leadership goes, I am sometimes shy or I back down when I don't have the answers that people are looking for. I work at this, but I still have some room for advancement. For public speaking, I recently was asked to speak on stage in front of 130 people at a church business meeting. I was extremely nervous, and this is something I would usually say no to right away, but I did take the opportunity to use it to work on my speaking skills. I'm also working on my grammar as I progress through my time at Geneva. My strategies for growth would be to be more involved in small group leadership at church, continuing my learning at Geneva, and also growing through my job. Next is my personality survey. The survey between myself and 3 other individuals yielded results that I am mostly patient and empathetic. Working through the calculations in the rest of the activity brought about results that ultimately I am influencing and a harmonious individual. I would tend to agree with this to some extent, but I do feel that I am more action-oriented than the results showed. They show that my action being action-oriented was a little lower than I thought that I was. Being an influencing person is a strength that can be very helpful if used correctly to empower others, such as volunteers or coworkers or whoever I'm working with at the time. Putting ideas into action by influencing others to get results is very important. However, I do feel that you have to be careful if this is used in the wrong way or with the wrong intent. I believe the results could be more harmful than good. Next, our text states that harmonious individuals listen empathetically to the concerns of others and deal with problems in a fair and compassionate manner. I believe mixing this with the power of influencing can be a winning combination if done correctly. Showing that I care about others while they work and while leading them to get results would boost morale and also help to get the job done much faster. The next slide is career flow assessment. As you can see below, pretty self-explanatory. The results yielded what I feel is my optimal career flow, or where I experience being totally immersed in my work, is times when I'm working with my hands, being constructive, improving things, and also helping others. You can see this through what matters most to me is helping those in need and also using that as a ministry. Next is my vision and SMART goal. My vision is that I want to be able to use the gifts that God has given me to serve others and to honor God. The verse here that you read is a part of a vision statement that I wrote for the outreach ministry that I'm working on getting started. I hope to have that up and running later this summer. My SMART goal is first and foremost to finish my degree at Geneva. From there, I will see where God puts me, but as of now I feel called to a seminary education or to work in a position with a disaster relief group or a business similar to what you see Habitat for Humanity doing. Peaks and valleys. I have always been interested in working with my hands and the mechanics of how things work and are built. I started my first career in aviation, which kept my interest with the amount of aerodynamics and engine knowledge that was needed. After a few years, I became bored and also wanted to have a family life instead of traveling constantly. Starting my own construction business was a peak for me because I loved learning how to dig into things, figure out how they work, and put them back together. I got into fixing everything for anyone that wanted to hire me. Some of the valleys that I experienced were unexpected expenses when the business needed tools or also when hiring help. More recently, I started a new chapter in my life with a job as a maintenance director at a Christian school. This new direction in my life is somewhere where I want to develop and grow to serve others and to be involved in a Christian organization. Working at the school will allow me to gain connections, experience in the nonprofit field, and hopefully grow my skills so that I can be prepared to work or to start an outreach ministry someday. For speed and momentum, my career has usually progressed with steady momentum as I am able to learn and quickly adapt. When there are speed bumps, it's usually when I feel a call to change directions. Starting my new career, I believe that I will progress steadily for the next few years until I finish my degree, and then I'll be faced with a decision of whether to stay at that school or to move into where I feel into a disaster relief organization or into more of a ministry setting, wherever I may be called to. I'm very interested in all of these options and will wait and pray for God to line up where I need to go next. Future developments would be by the end of next year to finish my degree with Geneva, and then from there I'm not sure if my call is ministering in a church setting or in a field doing construction using the skills I have been given, as I have previously spoken about. My book and legacy, my life as a book. As you can read here, chapters 1, 2, and 3, pretty self-explanatory. I learned how not to live in chapter 1. Chapter 2, learning that God loves me and how to accept that. And then chapter 3, taking action, which leads into chapter 4, living out God's will in my life. Chapter 5 would then be what most would consider retirement, post-career service in God's kingdom, how to serve after you finish your working career life. My legacy, it'd be that I would, my legacy that I would like to leave behind would be one where I am known for serving God and other people. I want to be known as a humble person who did everything for his family and for others in times of need. And overall, and most importantly, I want my story to be known of how I came from not knowing God at all to becoming a godly man who raised his children in this manner and served God and others in order to give others the second chance that I was given. Finally, my last slide is looking forward. Our text describes 3 looks. Looking upward and praying for direction has been the greatest change and decision that I have ever made. This didn't happen until a few years ago, and my life has been changed ever since. Looking inward has brought me to realize that I can and should use the skills that I have been given to make a difference in the world. Finally, looking outward also aligns with how I can use my skills, as I desire to help those who are in need. Moving forward means that we must act. I am doing this first by completing my degree, which I felt called to do, and also by praying and searching for areas where I can put my training and my skills to work to honor God. To me, moving forward means that we must put our faith into action and get out there and get involved.